Hello everybody, this is another collective channeled reading. I'm going to use a couple of decks, not that many today, but yeah, let's see what is going on in the collective. As you can see, I'm wearing my bathrobe again, just got out of the shower. It is, yeah, you can see past midnight, like 12:30 almost, and we will see what message we get today. With my clients in the collective, there's still stuff going on, of course. It's kind of like blowing up for some people right now. But we will see what Spirit has to say for us. What is going on in the Twin Flame or High Soulmate collective that tuned into this video. Let's see. I feel a couple of shuffles today. So this is not, I feel like taking this one. This is not specifically for the Divine Masculine or Feminine. It's just, you will see what comes out. I have no idea. So, okay. Oh, we start very nice with the Ten of Cups. Oh my God, her again. Okay. You can check out the last two readings I did, and we started with her, I believe. And when I say the last two readings, I mean the collective channel messages. I think we started with her and both of them, or at least one of them, and the other one she came out as well. And now she's the first one to come out as well. So, okay. I'm going to talk about this in a bit, but I do have a collective channel message that is, I call it something like when the sun meets a star, alchemizing begins. Please check that one out for further information, because with this card coming out that came out in the last two readings, it is obvious that those readings are linked and that I'm channeling for the same collective. So you may want to check out all of the readings that I did in the collective. There's a playlist for collective channel messages. There's only like, this is maybe like the 4th or 5th I did. So it's not like there's 20 in there, but you may want to check them out. Okay, because they are linked, definitely, most definitely. But, hey, where did the Ten of Cups go? It's the Ten of Wands. Where did, and the Ten of Swords. Where did the Ten of Cups go? Where did, there they are. Wow, but you see that? 10, 10, 10. Wow. Yeah, we need to talk about that, obviously. 10, 10, 10. And I feel like I need a sip of coffee. I know it's 1:30 in the morning, don't judge me. That's probably where my insomnia comes from, right? So, so we got 10, 10, 10. We got the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. And 10 is the number of ending and new beginning, because in Tarot it is the highest number, except of course for the major arcana cards. And if you reduce 10, it's 1 plus 0 again equals 1. So 1 is the number of new beginning. And there I feel very much drawn to the spider web here. I never noticed that there's a spider web. Okay, so I did a couple of collective channel messages, not just the ones I was talking about, but also in some of the pick a card readings where I did a collective channel message in the beginning. And I was talking about the spider web again and again and again. Spider comes out quite a lot lately. It seems to be like a totem or power animal, or let's just say an archetypical, is that a word? An archetype? Some kind of power that is very influential. I almost said worldwide, I don't know worldwide, but in the collective for the general masses. And spider is about weaving a new web of life. It is about, to me personally, about manifesting. It reminds me of the Norns in Greek mythology. You know, the ones who make the thread of life. And I just saw 444 on my watch, which talk about stability. So it is a lot about stability, but also about For us also the number of angels, to be protected and guided by angels. But what I'm getting is that we are called to question a lot of things when it comes to stability. Are we holding on to things that no longer serve us, that are no longer good for us, and we're just holding on to them because of a sense of security, because we are used to them, because we're too scared to get out of that pattern? And this is where this card comes in. You see, there's two. First of all, there is an ending, okay? It's the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is a painful ending, and they both are basically ended. And we see two pathways. One is leading into the burning wood, and one into this beautiful meadow with the moon. And this always indicates to me that it is time to step out of the old path, because there you will get burned and you won't get happy, to step into a new path. But the moon is also the unconscious, it is the unknown, which means that this card to me signifies, I know that I am getting closer to, how do you call it, like a fork in the road. And I don't know, I know something needs to end. I know I'm no longer happy in my life. I'm no longer happy where I am. I am no longer happy with whatever circumstances. Could be career related, could be people in our surroundings, it could be old habits. This card to me can mean anything. It could be something, unhealthy behavior, whatever it is. But to me, this signifies that there is something that needs to end, but I don't know how to do it yet, because the moon is the unknown, or I'm scared to take a new path. So this card to me is not taking action right now to take a new path. It is more about contemplating, about the gaining awareness that something needs to change, and to start making plans, or to start self-reflecting in order to know where this new path is going to lead us. This card is also a warning. I mean, we do have the spider here again, so we are called to weave a new web of life, to manifest something new, to build something new, to create. I mean, the spider is also about creation. She's creating this beautiful web. But also, this card in German, it means oppression. So this is warning to oppress feelings that want to come up. To me, this would indicate doing your shadow work. Don't oppress feelings, don't oppress fears. It is more important to actually face them. And this is where this card comes in. I'm not talking about the details now, because again, I have talked about this a lot in the last two readings. Please check those out. But this card to me indicates alchemizing and making smart plans. But smart, by smart, I don't mean completely rational. I mean, of course, trust your gut feeling, trust the star, trust the guidance. This guidance could be your own intuition. It could be, I don't know, connecting to a psychic or a medium or whatever, and get some what is the word? Sorry, it's I should stop doing those readings that late. Get some guidance, basically. Follow the star. You know, the star is following your own light. Also, the star is hope. So there is hope after all, even if we are in situations that are pretty brutal right now. And again, this card is talking about alchemizing. We do see the snake here. So this is talking about healing as well. And then we do have the sun coming up. This is why I called the last reading When the Sun Meets the Star, because in that reading I had this strong urge to check out some astrological things, basically what this could mean. And I found something. But anyway, this is to me talking about alchemizing, and I was talking here about alchemizing when this might be hard, and we are called not to oppress things, but we are called to actually face them. And alchemizing means that we take something negative, like a negative experience we've had, and we draw our strength out of it. For example, if somebody hurts you, and that could be an amazing opportunity for you to learn forgiveness. And once you learn forgiveness to that specific person that hurt you, you can take that new insight you got and apply it basically to all of the experience in the past where you have been hurt, which would help you healing, which could also maybe even help you heal others or helping them help themselves. So alchemizing is taking something that was negative, maybe painful, and you turn it into something good. And a lesson, of course, is often painful, but you can turn a lesson into something very, very valuable, also for future references, or again healing past issues that we're still stuck in the subconscious and that we need to get rid of as well. Then we do have a beautiful 10. I mean, those are the heavier 10s, and the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups are the nice 10s, and this is the 10 of Cups. And you see this card, it is talking, wait, let me cover that fudge up. This card is talking about living in the moment, about making beautiful experiences, no worries. I mean, look, they're basically laying at the beach and watching that sunset. Look at all of those beautiful colors. So this is contentment, this is healing. This means that after you've alchemized those negative things, this is where you will get. And this is basically a bright new beginning. And I mean, it is really bright. This is happiness. This is maybe even, you see there's two people, union with a special someone. And that is probably why you clicked on this reading, right? Because this is what we want. We want to unite with our counterparts. So we do have the alchemizing here, but again, quick reminder, this card is warning us to oppress things. We are called to weave a new web of life. We are called not to ignore the signs and synchronicities we maybe getting from the divine, and see what do we need to leave behind. And again, it could be something like negative thinking and a negative mindset, lack mentality, whatever it is, in order to get into this energy, because this is the energy we will truly manifest. I mean, you know, the difference between law of attraction and manifestation means that in manifestation you don't always have to have a high frequency in order to create, but in my opinion you kind of do, because if your frequency is low, you probably don't have or I should rather say, we always manifest. We either manifest on default or we consciously manifest. And if you don't believe in something to happen, then it cannot happen. So it is important to step into this energy and again do the alchemizing work. Give me a second, I need some sip of my coffee. I have a dry throat again. Let's see if there's another message. Daughter of Cups. You see how she's hiding from the moonlight behind those stones? But there is this protective circle, which means, again, hiding from your higher self, hiding from your intuition. You probably already know that there is something that needs to change, but maybe you don't want to see it yet. Your intuition is telling you, and you may be scared of taking that leap of faith, but Spirit wants to remind you, you are always protected, even if a situation is a bit more difficult. So what else? Okay, I'm feeling drawn to take this one. It's the Two of Wands. Oh, okay. We had the same beginning, and again, not the same beginning. Sorry, the same card in a previous reading. I think it was the last one, and I'm telling you, those are all tied together. So, for some of you, you feel like leaving people behind, and it is the right thing to do. If you feel that there's no longer a match, or those people, they harm you, they always drag you down, it is okay to go and to cut ties. We do have the alchemy again with the peacock feathers, and again, why peacock? I talked about that in the last readings. But also, it's a warning for some of you. Maybe you don't want to do your actual shadow work, and you're just sick of this connection, your soul connection, because of course they can be painful, and sometimes you get triggered, and sometimes they tell you, no, I don't have any feelings for you, and you just feel in your inside that that is wrong. And if that is the case, if you still love another person, don't go, don't get, I mean, and unless of course it's toxic and they actually are abusive. But I always need to say, what is painful in a high soul connection is never ever ever that they're toxic towards you, then it's not a high soul connection. What is painful is that we project things onto them, like I need to be loved, so it's your job to love me. And no, it's not. It's your job to love yourself, or our job to love ourselves, and then they can mirror that back to you. So what is hurting in a high soul connection is that we have expectations and they don't fulfill them. So if you are in a situation where you just see, okay, it hurts because I don't get what I want, then I would advise you not to go. Maybe temporary, yes, sometimes that is important, to completely focus on yourself, but not shutting the door, telling them, oh, I don't want anything to do with you, or never ever by oppressing your feelings. Oppressing your feelings is always the worst thing you can do. So I'm dizzy again. All these energies that I'm doing the collective readings are mad. Okay, ooh, okay. This card can talk about being scared of missed opportunities. And this card to me talks about regret about doing something and or not doing something. You see, there is this axe and this person chopped down all of the trees, and it used to be a forest and now it's a desert, and that person made that desert themselves. So this card again to me talks about regretting doing or not doing something, and missed opportunities basically. So for some of you, you may think that you have missed your opportunity with this person. And then I can only tell you, listen to yourself. Do you still have feelings for them? Because if it's true feelings, if it's not an ego thing, you know what would be an ego thing? You see some person online you have never even spoken to, maybe some kind of celebrity, you have never even encountered them, and you're like, oh, you're my twin flame. That is an ego thing. Because I'm not saying that that cannot be entirely real, because I feel celebrities are also put on this planet here in order to mirror something back to the masses, so they can trigger things in many people. You know, that's why a celebrity, you probably have like 10,000 fans. You're like, oh, that is my twin flame. But that would be more like an ego thing. If it truly is your twin flame, then you can be sure Spirit is helping you to meet one another. So if you're just observing a person from the far and admiring them online, and you haven't even never encountered this person live and spoken to them, it's not a real connection. If it's a real connection, Spirits will make sure you get to see this person, you get to meet this person, and then when you're eye to eye, you will get awakened, not by seeing that person on the screen. But if it's a real connection, I always say it like this: if it's not in your head, but it's true love, imagine you take a rope. I'm just seeing if I do have a rope right here. Well, I got this one. Imagine you take this rope and you bind two things together. Let's say this, okay? Imagine those are bound together by that rope. You cannot say this is connected to this, but this is not connected to this. That doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. If this is connected to this, this has to be connected to this. If one of them, like this one, maybe that's you, is getting out, then this one is not connected to this one, because there's nobody here, okay? If this one goes out, this might be a person, then you're not connected to them anymore either. So if it is a real connection, then there's two, and true love is a real connection. Then there's two people being connected to one another. So if you listen with your heart, not with your mind. Again, sometimes it happens that the soul is not in love with this romantically. I mean, souls, every soul is connected to every soul, so of course we all love each other on the soul level. But like this more human tie. If it's not coming from your heart, then it's not a real connection. But if it is coming from your heart, that person is still connected to you as well. They cannot press it. It's their job. You know, if we are clingy with our energies, then the other person has to build up walls. That's just how those energies work. Until we are more in our center, then we can draw the other person in. So that is very, very, very important. If you still feel love for this person, true love, not just in your head, you have encountered this person, you have spoken to this person is aware that you are alive, then there is hope. As long as there is this connection, there's hope. Because you know what? If there's no hope, your soul can cut this cord like this, like an instant, and then you don't feel it anymore. But also, if it is still painful because that person is not there in your life, it's also, again, if it was a real connection from the beginning, then it is still a connection. Because if a connection is cut by the souls, you don't feel anything for the person. Maybe like, yeah, this is a nice person, you know, but there would be no pain anymore. So if it's painful because this person maybe is ignoring you, then it is still a connection, and then I would advise you to not just try to run away. Okay. However, this card is talking about regret. It could be mind patterns like, oh, I've never found love because this is not gonna work because it never worked in my past, or the last people in my past, they hurt me, so why should this one be different? It's basically connected to the past and past pains, and it might be that specific person you have in your mind, but of course it could be other people as well. It could be exes or situationships that never really picked off, but it could picked off, is that the right word? Took off, sorry. Or it also could be friendships that ended painfully, or family member situations that you never got the acceptance, for example, you needed, or the approval you needed, or the love you needed, because everybody needs that, right? So this indicates that there is something from the past that is not healed yet, and you're called to heal that. And then we do have this card which basically talks about new beginning. Something old dies so that something new can come. I'm taking one last card from this deck, and then we're switching decks. Okay. I would have loved to end with a nicer one. This card is called something being unable to act and torture, basically. This card is the card of letting go, and remember, letting go is not oppression. That is something many people get wrong. When I say let go of your person, it does not mean give up. Never ever. Giving up and oppressing your feelings is not the same as letting go. Letting go is, if your person is withdrawing, you let them. It means I accept the situation that is right now. I'm not trying to fight it, and I trust in spirit to bring us back together when the timing is right. And I always say timing has nothing to do with a specific date. Timing has to do with our energy. When are we ready to attract? So this card basically means you cannot do anything. Don't go chasing after your person. Don't try to manipulate them. Don't try to do, I don't know, manipulate them by sending them energy. You better use that energy for yourself and healing yourself, because your person is connected to you. And if you heal yourself, you heal your person. If you send energy to the other person, you are doing this out of lack mentality. You're doing this because you don't think your person can do that by themselves. And the universe will have to prove you right. So don't try to make anything happen. You actually do make things happen by not making things happen, but by focusing on yourself and your own development, you could say. So this is this reading. Oh, look, we got another 5. We just saw 5 and 5, 5. And this reading again is don't try to run away. This card is talking about facing your things. You see this person murdered somebody, now they're running away. And of course it doesn't have to be literally that, but this card is talking to me about not wanting to face something, and that could be very well, you see the shadows in the back, the dark clouds, doing your shadow work. Don't try to fight this connection or run away if it is a true soul connection. Okay, always use discernment. And I'm just, for the first time ever with this card, I'm seeing the two flames here. There's two flames, there's twin flames. And of course, again, it doesn't have to be a twin flame connection. High level soul connection can be in separation as well. Yeah, but I'm feeling that maybe some of you, and of course it could be your person as well, right? Because again, your person has to mirror you. If you still have fear of abandonment, they have to abandon you in order to trigger that. So for some of you, of course, it could be that your person is trying to run away and creating that desert. But even if that is happening, if it's your person, please remember, your person is you pushed out, your person is mirroring you. So your person is only doing what your own soul is orchestrating to them to do. So the only way to get your person back is by actually doing your shadow work, and not by running away. But also, if they want to run away right now, you let them. You let them focus on themselves, and you focus on yourself. Okay, this is very important. This is what happened with one of my clients today, and I've heard it many times by my clients, and even with my catalyst twin, I've heard it myself, that people, I don't want to say divine masculine, you can't say that's face distorted masculine, the masculine in this situation. They say things like, this is all in your head, I don't have those feelings, I don't have the same feelings that you have for me, I only want to be friends. And you know, sometimes of course it happens that they generally mean that, but if it's a high soul connection, then you feel it in every cell of your being that is not true, because they send mixed signals. They may have they may say that in that specific moment because they're overwhelmed by their own feelings, and also it's their job. Again, if we have fears of abandonment, they will have to abandon us. It is divine law. They have to do that. If we are not in our self-worth, they have to neglect us. It is law. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just the way those connections work. And then they do have to say these things. And that is what is that painful in these connections, because you feel that it's true. It's like you hear a message and you kind of have to believe it in that moment, but you still feel it's wrong because they have sent you other signals. And also you just feel it's a lie. I mean, with your energy body, you feel it's a lie. And I think one of the main lessons then, or painful things coming up, is thinking, am I crazy or not? Have I really just imagined all of that? And there's this part of you that's screaming like, no, you have not imagined it. You have not imagined it. It is true, because they have sent other signals, and you had that basically awakening process. That is also how you recognize a true soul connection. You do. We always develop. We always do. That is just nature of living. We always develop. But when you meet a counterpart, it's like development on speed, basically. So if you're stuck for a long time, and even if in a divine counterpart connection, you can be stuck in periods of times, of course, you know, because they're kind of rough. But if you're stuck for a whole time and you're just in pain and just in pain and just in pain, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, then it's not a real connection. Because a real soul connection is basically forcing you to develop, to change, to learn more about yourself, to do your research, to do your shadow work. And that is one of the reasons why we get sent those divine partners, in order to ascend. So if no ascension is happening, then it's not a real connection. But if you have experienced that, and it's just a rough spot, then don't run away and don't believe them when they say, no, I don't feel this. If your soul is telling you, and again, this is like the difference, you can feel that what they're saying is not true. I remember my catalyst, when he said that to me, he was sitting in a train opposite to me, and I put both my hands on his knees, and I was like, and what are you saying? What are you saying? You're lying to yourself. And he didn't shove my hands away. If I would tell somebody don't have feelings for you, I would not let them touch me. So this is like, it doesn't fit together. It does not fit together, and you feel it. You can just feel it. So if you felt different signs coming from them, and I'm not just talking about energy, but things they said, things they did, I don't know, the way they touched you, hugged you, whatever it is, believe that, because when they say that in that moment, it's just their ego talking. It's just their ego, it's not their higher self. But again, it's make sure you don't fool yourself. That is really one of the lessons of the Divine Feminine, to know when are we just in love with somebody and that person really doesn't, what's the word, reciprocates, is that the right word, doesn't really feel the same. Because that happens. I mean, everybody's had a crush on somebody who didn't love them back, right? But I'm talking about true love. If it really truly is love, then there is a sincere connection, and then it's your job to really listen to yourself. Am I feeling this, or is it just in my head? Okay, this was a long message, but let's check out the Psychic Tarot. I don't want to get that many cards with this deck. Look, we got the 5 again, 5 of Pentacles. But we have earlier, we had the 5 of Swords. And the other one, I believe, is the 5 of Pentacles as well. So we had 5, 5, 5. The last 3 cards are all 5s. And 5 is the number of change. It is, you know, in between 1 and 9, which is the last 1-digit number. It's the one right in the center. So it's the one where you are halfway through, and it's a massive change with that number. 555, you can Google the angel number 555. But I believe we had 2 5 of Pentacles. In this other deck, I was saying it is, yep, it's the 5 of Pentacles. You see here, it's Earth. And obstacles and challenge. What is this 5 of Swords? Wait, I don't know. What is purple? What is purple? The red is fire. No, it's wands. Sorry, I was wrong. This is the 5 of wands. Anyway, we had 5 of 5. We had the 5 of swords, the 5 of pentacles, and the 5 of wands in this deck. Yes. No, swords. No, this is swords. Red, yeah. 8 of wands. This is... No, wait. This is wands. Swords. This is wands. What is green? I mean, sorry, purple. Purple. Accelerated motion. No, sorry. Yes, it is wands. Red is pentacles. Sorry, I got confused. Red is pentacles. So 5 of wands. So anyway, we have 5 in swords, wands, and pentacles. So we have changes in earthly realms when it comes to our motivation with fire, and thinking when it comes to swords. However, you see, there is this narrower pathway, and there is this hole. However, you can take a step over it. It's not too wide. This gap is not too wide. It is something that is manageable. And you see there is this bird. I never really saw this or felt drawn to this. It's like you get signs from spirit in order to take that leap, that jump. And you see there's this protective circle as well. Spirit is protecting you. And you are getting signs. Maybe through some kind of insect or whatever it is. Butterflies. Could be anything. But you see the bird is also going this direction. So Spirit is like, no, you don't turn around and get out. you take that leap. You go forward. You go onward. You don't back off of the situation. And we got the Empress, which is talking about growth. It's the fertility cards. So there is the possibility for a new beginning, a new chance. Always say it's just like a real baby. It has to grow and it may take its while. You don't want the baby to come prematurely. Wisdom, another 5. 55, 55. Wow. Okay, so this is like a massive change. And with wisdom, this is the Hierophant in this deck. You are called to awaken. You are called to learn more about your situation, about yourself. And with the orange here, learn about manifesting. And with the yellow, learn about self-love. I would really advise you to let that person be for now. And you really focus on your own development in order to bring yourself together. Wisdom, it's what we learned about alchemizing earlier. You know, you take this possibility you got now in order to do something good, to create something good out of it. Oh, mental conflict. Yeah, it's important to get out of your head right now, not to worry too much, and again to learn. And maybe it's the other person that is in a mental conflict and you pick up on that, or maybe that is for some of you why they stepped back or even pushed you away. It's just important right now to remember we had the Empress. There is growth and abundance, and the obstacles and challenges, that is something that can be overcome. So you're called not to worry too much, but actually, I'm not shuffling good right now, but actually do your work. Balance. Balance yourself. We do have 11 here. Balance yourself, and once you balanced yourself, it will come. And never saw, no, it's just like a muscle. This guy here, I'm trying to focus it. You see, he's got this weird neck thing there. But I thought it was like a necklace. Anyway, the first thing I got here was third eye chakra. It's about finding a truth, finding your truth, and then it will be communicated with one another. Is there anything else? Movement, choices, decisions. Yeah, we had that earlier with the 2 pathways. You are called now to actually decide what you really want. And it's also important to send to the universe the energy of what you really want. We got rest and rejuvenate as well. So it is time to take a pause. It is time to clear yourself, clear your energy. And rest and rejuvenate is also about healing. So if you have been hurt by this connection, then it is very important to rest now and not just heal what just happened, but also what has been triggered is probably things coming from the past. And it could be childhood stuff even. With Gemini, let's see what we got. Just going to spread them and get like 2. I feel like getting 2. Fire and earth. Oh, this is interesting because we got 2 elements instead of, you know, like signs or planets. Fire and earth. They're like polar opposites. You see with the alchemical symbol here. Fire and earth. What's the message with fire and earth? Here again, I'm getting like resting before you can step into a new phase. First you need to rest, and then you can take action in whatever direction it is. Also, I am sensing, like, again, with all the orbs, they look a lot like those lightning bugs we had with the obstacle and challenges card, right? I feel like you're getting signs from the universe. Also, fire can be, don't be mad, don't hold any grudges. That is very important. Try to get more into the states of calm, serenity, energy. So Pluto is on top here. Pluto, of course, is a card of transformation, healing. Look, it's 22, which is the number of union. Let's check your Romance angels. What else does Spirit want to talk about this connection? Come on. Okay. This one turned around. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, look, another one turned around. Interesting. Okay. So we got deception here. And new love. Okay. This is interesting. There's so many messages. I didn't mean to get that many cards, but a bunch came out together and I felt like taking them. Okay, this is for several people, so several messages. Okay, one thing I get with unrequited love, and then finances and career came right on top, is what I said in the beginning with those two pathways. Some of you are maybe doing something like a job that they no longer love. So there may be an unrequited love when it comes to your career, and you're called to see what you actually want to do. Could also indicate maybe, yeah, I'm get for some of you maybe a loss of a job, that you've lost a job or will lose a job that is no longer good for you. And it is important for you to know what you really want to do, because that may be alchemizing, you know, a blessing in disguise, losing something to make room for something better. I do have a reading called like that. So I get, again, because those two kind of like came out one after the other, that is unrequited love can have to do with finances and career. What is funny is with unrequited love, it says there's not enough attraction, and then we have chemistry, and it says there is a strong magnetic attraction. So this might be for several people. Okay, again, I said in the beginning that for some of you it is time to leave something behind that no longer suits you, and that could be people. Okay, it could be friends, it could be family members, but it could also be if you are in a relationship and this relationship has been dead for a while, that you're called to actually leave that behind in order to attract a new love. Okay, we have the new love here. What I'm getting as well is what I was saying right before this, that maybe you have encountered a divine masculine who just recently told you they don't have feelings for you, and it is deception. And why did they do that? Because of lack of self-love. Okay, love yourself first. So we do have unrequited love and deception. So for some of you, if you have experienced that, that may have been a lie, because you are supposed to stay optimistic about your love life. But it also says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Why does it happen that the divine masculine, who's still in the distorted energy then, because the feminine is still in the distorted energy, is saying something like that, even though it is not true? Because thinking has not been positive, and they have to mirror that back to you. Remember, they're only your mirror, they're you pushed out. So if you have no faith, then they have to prove that right. They have to take a step back. If you still have abandonment issues, they have to take a step back. It is just the nature of those connections. So, again, for some of you, there's unrequited love, but in that case, you don't have strong love. That's what I said in the beginning. It is important to check for yourself. Do I really still love this person, or is it just in my head? Because I feel like some of you may be thinking it is love, and it no longer is. It's just because you have imagined something, like, you've built those castles in the sky. Is that how you call it? In Germany, we call it something like that. And it's just not a real connection. Or maybe it was, but it ended, and the ego hasn't realized that yet because they felt stuck to that person. So it is time that you take your time and really listen to yourself. Do I still love this person? With my heart, not with my head, with my heart. Is it true love? Yes or no? Maybe for some of you, you projected this on someone, making them like your twin flame, and they never were. And you now realize, oops, that is not it. But still, that would be okay, because you would attract a new person with chemistry. There's a lot of attraction. And you are supposed to stay optimistic. Then, I'm getting that for those of you where the divine masculine or distorted masculine was lying because the feminine has not been in their self-love yet, that you will get a new beginning. I read this as a new beginning with your person. And for some of you where you just kind of like give up, or you don't longer feel this connection, you will attract a new person. And of course there will be a lot of passion. However, what I'm getting with this combination, stay optimistic about your love life and passion, is bring your energy up, because it's not just that we attract, but we vibrate. It is also psychology. If you see somebody, you think they're attractive, but they're having, how do you call it, like a sourpuss face, they're just frowning, you wouldn't go to that person. Even if they had like pretty features, you probably wouldn't feel attracted to them. So if you are happy and you blooming, you're smiling, and you just are glooming, then you attract people. So it is also very important to get into this high energy in order to attract, because we do have attraction here. And you see how this is, those were like the first cards that came out, I believe. Not enough attraction, and then there is a strong magnetic attraction, which is kind of like an oxymoron. Which one is it? Is there an attraction or not? And I'm feeling that this is different messages for different people, and basically these cards are just mirroring what I said earlier, different scenarios for different people, because again, this is a general reading. It's not just for one person. So it is up to you to use discernment to know which of those messages actually is for you. Again, for some of you, the unrequited love could just be nothing about love, but you don't love your job anymore. This is a strong message I get for some of you. So it's important to find out what are you passionate about, also when it comes to finance and careers. Remember the card in the beginning we had with those two ways, where the moon is the unknown, and this card to me often indicates leaving something behind that you no longer love in order to do something new that maybe you're scared of doing because you haven't done it before. It's something completely new, or you don't know how to do it. Then it would be time to actually learn or to find out things about it. Here it is. To find out, what can I do? What class do I have to take in order to get that job? But something needs to end. And sometimes if we don't end things by ourselves, Spirit is stepping in and they end it for us. So in order to give you a chance to find out what you are truly passionate about and go that way, go a new path. So the last deck we're going to use today is the Power Animal Oracle cards. Hummingbird, hello! Hummingbird came up so much in the last reading, which is a specific message from me. And fun fact, the day after it, I went on Instagram and I don't know, it was like a commercial. I don't even follow it. It was just a commercial and it had a hummingbird on it. So I did see another hummingbird the next day. But yeah, hey mom. I was just talking about earlier about spirit giving us signs, right? Hummingbird is one of my personal signs. Wise fool, accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Okay, this is again alchemizing. Alchemizing. See something, see that maybe there has been a mistake or something has been hurtful, but there is a teaching in them. Also, of course, this to me indicates breaking cycles, doing something new, because you don't want to end in the burning wood again. It's important to break the cycle in order to get into the beautiful moonlit passageway. Find the teachers in them. And again, I get for some of you it truly is making a person your twin flame when they're not, and you just find out, oops, I was wrong about that. So what else do we have, spirits? Oh, just go ahead and do it. This reminds me kind of like what we had with the fire and earth. First resting, and then yeah, maybe you do have some plans when it comes to a new job opportunity, a new person, and this is like, yeah, just try. And beaver especially gives me the like a job, you know, it's productivity. I'm feeling like taking the top one. Raccoon, resourcefulness, you have all the resources you need. So again, if it comes to a new job, you have the ability, you know how to do it, or at least you have the talent in order to do that. And this one fell out. But also, it just reminded me of the 5 of, what was it, wands, you know, the obstacles and challenges where you had to jump the gap, and there was like this protective circle. This kind of, you have all the resources you need, always reminds me kind of like a spirit has your back, you know. You have everything you need. Is there anything else, spirits? Okay. Pathfinder, trust your instinct to guide you through the situation. And I was talking about this earlier. Trust your instincts. Yeah. Make sure, do I still love this person or not? Is this the right way or not? What is my right way? Do I need to step onto a new way, or stay on the old one? Or stay on the old one but be more persistent and healing? We got lie and courage, ask for what you want. So you can ask spirit for what you want, but also remember with the balance card, I felt like called to the throat chakra. It's also important, of course, to be very clear in your communication with other people. Your creativity is at a peak, that I do also see as manifesting, because manifesting is creating. But also maybe you want maybe you want to use scripting. It's just got scripting as a manifestation technique. Maybe you want to check that out. But also, of course, maybe some kind of art is helping you. Maybe spirit is sending you signs through music or movies or something like that. And then we have freedom. You always have a choice. And what I get here is, again, free yourself from things that no longer serve you. And I'm feeling very strong that some of you are going to free themselves from connections that are not real, or that are just weren't the real thing. Weren't what you thought that they were. However, they were important because you learned to alchemize, and you will draw something in that is even better than before. So yeah, that was an interesting message. It was a bit all over the place. It's probably because there's a lot going on in the collective, and so spirit showed me several scenarios. Often it's like more straightforward, but this time, yeah, the main 2 messages anyway were, if I have to sum it up, the main 2 messages were that some of you, many of you, or some of you may be on the wrong path with a specific person. And spirit is like, nope, that is not your person. It's just in your head. And you need to be aware of that. For others, I'm getting that your person just told you they don't have feelings for you, maybe recently or in the past, and you feel that that is not true, and you are called to still have faith, to do your shadow work and still stick to this journey. And for others of you, I'm feeling that you want to leave this connection, even though it's a real connection, because you're scared of doing your shadow work, and you're very much called to doing your shadow work. And what's the message for those of you who are in a real connection, if I had to sum it up? Let me think. Yeah, basically it's just a rough patch right now. There are obstacles and challenges, and you're still called to leave something behind, to make some changes in order to, remember we had 55-55, you had 4 5s one after the other. That is a major thing. 5-5-5-5, major thing, major changes. We started with 3 10s. Oh my god, I forgot. 3 10s and then 55-55. So some of you may get messages, and again, yeah, 3 10s again. 10 is the ending of a cycle, and I'm feeling like for some of you, you're ending a cycle by realizing that this person is no longer your person, by attracting a new person, or by ending you're called to end a cycle in order to get into the next level with your person. That could be an option too as well. So anyway, I hope this helped you. If it did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I wish you all the best. Bye bye.